Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. It's a Chit Chat Wednesday. Today's guest is Hanna Dickinson. She's fantastic, so funny. All of you need to go follow her on social media. She's not promoting anything. She's just promoting that she's a great comic, and I agree with her. You got to go follow @HansDicky on Instagram. We talk about social media a lot and jealousy and feeling like you're not in the place you want to be in life. It sounds more depthy than we made it. I think we did a good job at keeping it light and fun and funny. And then we do my new segment, Worst 5. This is listeners submitted. I got a big list of worst 5 topics that they wanted to hear, so I used one of them. If you have one, send it to jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. We did worst 5 slang words. So Hanna and I go back and forth with our slang that we just can't stand, and let us know in the comments what you think. If you use the words, if you like the words, if you hate the words, go ahead, but enjoy today's episode. Boom. Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freid, coming to you live from Manhattan, New York. That's right. Every Wednesday is a Chit Chat Wednesday where I sit with a comedian, an expert, a friend. I've got 2 of the 3 here. I got a comedian, a friend, hilarious. You can go follow them on Instagram @HansDicky. Hanna Dickinson, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
How are you? What's going on in your life? Where are you coming from? Give us the surroundings.
I'm in Manhattan.
Are you?
I am.
Good for you. Look at us.
And, you know, I really have nothing going on right now, but it feels good. You know, like I'm not dating anyone. I switched my medication. I feel like stable.
Switching the medication, is that like, how do you come to that? What is that too personal to ask? We're here on a Chit Chat Wednesday. You brought it up, so I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I just switched to Zoloft, which I feel like everyone's on Zoloft if you live in a city. I don't know.
Well, I guess you're looking for like a mix, right? Like I've never been on the medication, but I know from hearing about it, it's like, it's really like you don't know until you know.
Yeah, like I was just having really bad anxiety because I just turned 33, so I'm like, I'm not where I want to be in my career.
Old. That's crazy.
But it feels, it's the oldest I've ever been.
Yeah, it is the oldest you've ever been. That's true.
And I don't, I'm like nowhere near a relationship. I'm nowhere near where I want to be in my career. So I felt all this like pressure, and then I was like, I just got to fix this.
Do you think there's more feeling of that not being near where you want to be now? Is that a social media thing that's maybe heightened for all of us? Like, I don't think I've met one person who's like, I'm doing great. I'm exactly where I need to be when I need to be there. Like, I don't hear that often. Maybe because that's not as fun to talk about. Like, no one wants to hear from that person, maybe.
Yeah, and I think especially in comedy, everyone's like,
right.
I'm not where I want to be. I need to be.
Where do you want to be? Where at 33, where would you want to be? If you could have the perfect situation right now, what would it be?
I'm greedy. So I'm like,
you can be as greedy as you want. This is your dream. I'm asking. I mean, I could give the answer. Because I have the same thought. Like I think there's not. And I think you're right. In comedy, we're always looking up. We're looking. And I do have this moment, like I did a paid thing yesterday. So the goal is to be funny for money, right? Like to make a career doing funny stuff. And yesterday I got paid to do funny stuff that, something's coming. Like I'm not like teasing something. I'm just saying I got to do a job. I got hired to do a job, which included being creative and funny. And yesterday I was like kind of taking a car that was paid for by the company that hired me. Like I have a hired driver, Uber, but I'm not paying for it. I got a voucher, free Uber to the job where I get to be funny. And I had to take a minute to breathe through it. And I had to go, Jared. I got very Jewy in my head. I go, Jared, appreciate it. Take a moment, breathe through this, listen to yourself. And there does come a time where you go, well, what is the thing? If this isn't right now making me go, I'm doing it. Like, we never, in the moment, you never go, I'm doing it, you know?
100%. I work a corporate job, so it's like I make memes, which is a pretty easy job, but working a corporate job sucks my soul a little bit.
Right.
I wish I was.
Well, that's I think that's a tangible goal too. You know, for you, the corporate job, leaving it to be a full-time comedian is like, that's crossing the street. But I do know that the minute you do that, you'll be still miserable. You'll still be, well, why don't I do theaters? Why don't I do stadiums? Why don't I do? It's always another thing. Not to like, and I hate that person. I hate what I just did. I hate myself.
No, it's so true though. And that's why I've been.
But I think when you have if that's the goal, I'm like, yeah, I'd be fucking miserable if I wasn't at that goal either, right? I'd feel the same way as you.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, if this person's here and I'm not there yet, and we're the same age, then I'm failing. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Right,
I
that's
think
not even fair.
Being on social media really, it makes it so easy to compare yourself, and it's like, just close the app.
I think that's like, if you were to like go back in time and Terminator, let's kill the person. Hypothetically, I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying if you could go in a time machine and they go like, oh, would you kill baby Hitler or something? I don't know. Maybe it's the social media people. Like, maybe it's like a little bit, maybe that's the turn in society, if you think about it. Like, because I've been saying this for years. Like, I've been saying this, not to say this isn't an original, I'm no genius, but like, it used to be your neighbor went on vacation and you just assumed they took a very similar vacation to you. They're your neighbor. Their house is worth a similar amount. You know what they do. You kind of have an idea of how they spend. Within your wildest imagination, you knew the vacation. They'd come home. They might show you pictures. They'd go, yeah, Disney was fun. And now, instead of just like you're left to your own devices, you get to see a curated keyhole version of their Disney family vacation, and it included the $1,000 fast pass. And you've gone to Disney and you go, I didn't get a chance to use the fast pass. That was too expensive for my family. How the fuck are they affording the fast pass? And that it gets you into, there's only anger. It's very rare that you go, good for them, they got the fast pass. And it's also related to how you feel about their personalities. Like, maybe you'd be happy for the fast pass family if you really like the family and they weren't ostentatious, they weren't braggers, and you go, oh wow, they splurged this one time for the fast. But generally we go, fuck that family, fuck their kids, fuck their fast pass. How the fuck do they afford it? They must be cheating. They must be getting an easier lot than me. Does that speak to you at all? Am I sound crazy?
No, 100%. It's like, then suddenly your vacations seem like shit because you're like,
right,
what's the point of going to Disney if I can't get the fast pass?
Right. Like yesterday, yesterday I saw right now is Cannes Lions. Okay, do you know what that is?
I've seen it on Instagram.
Right. So I didn't know what Cannes Lions is. I went last year. Spotify sent Jordana Abraham and I, and really sent Betches. They did it with Betches, and then I got included. And they got us to Cannes Lions, which is a networking festival for marketing. I thought I was going to Cannes Film Festival. I thought I was going to be on a red carpet. That is not what it is at all. It's actually embarrassing to have thought that. And I went. It was this unbelievable event. You're in Cannes. It's the movers and shakers in the marketing biz. And every company you know and love, Meta, LinkedIn, Spotify, all the tech companies have these beaches. And they're like beach clubs, and they have a stage, and they have like food, and they have like a bar, and like Spotify at night, the stage turns into a bigger stage, and Shaboozie's there, and Benson Boone, and they have these panels. And I think panels are the dumbest thing ever to happen to society. Panels seem like they are rich people telling other lesser rich people how to get more rich. It's a big hand job festival. Because then I got asked to do one panel, and they asked me to talk about I think it was the power of advertising on podcasts. And I have an opinion on that. I do. Like, I think it's powerful to speak directly to your audience. I think podcasts are it's the only thing that is, we are in the body. Think about it right now. We are in the body of the people we are speaking to. They have a headphone in their ear, and we're inside of them. So I go, there's no more intimate art form than being inside of the body of the person who might purchase a product that you might speak to. And so I have this bit about that. And, for me to be on a panel there, okay, that's my one piece of expertise, I guess. But also, I'm a big fucking dumb idiot. I'm going to be funny. I go on stage. You go on stage. We know how to be funny and perform. So I did that. And it went well. I am now getting served every Cannes Lions video from TikTok. And Patrick Schwarzenegger's there. Patrick Schwarzenegger is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, who was also on White Lotus, who had a storyline where he made out with his supposed brother, right? That's like what we all know Patrick Schwarzenegger as. He's on a panel. What's his expertise? And I'm watching this from New York I guess I would sound like a jealous fool. Like, I sound unhinged and like jealousy has rotted my core. But at the same time, I can't avoid these thoughts of like, what's Patrick Schwarzenegger's big message to these 30-year marketing execs? All you got to do is be Arnold Schwarzenegger's son? Like, is that his message? What's the message? Be a Kennedy? Be a Kennedy? Is that what he's saying? I'm sorry, Hannah. I invited you on my show and I haven't shut the fuck up.
No, I agree with that. I actually, Patrick Schwarzenegger was a year younger than me at USC, and he lived above me.
Whoa! Wow! I didn't even know this. This is crazy.
Well, and now he's so famous, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, during college, he just partied his fucking face off.
Right.
And now he's this huge star, and, I don't think he really went into many classes. I don't think he studied acting. So I'm, like, jealous of this person, but then I'm like, of course, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. I feel the same way.
What are you going to do? You're jealous about the weather. Like, this is, and like, there's nothing, of course, like, but I guess, like, I don't mind if Patrick Stewart, because then there was another article this week about Jeremy, who's the older guy that was in Harry Potter that was also in White Lotus? The British dude, Jeremy Irons. No, not Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Isaacs.
Okay, I didn't know his
Jeremy
name.
Isaacs played Professor Snape, I think, in Harry Potter. He's a big-time actor. He was saying, going on White Lotus, he goes, they only paid us $40,000, and you have to give up a lot of opportunities to go on White Lotus. But you and I know, we live in the world of, like, you do this one thing for exposure, and it gets you the other things. You're on my podcast right now, Hannah, because you want people who listen to follow you and follow your comedy. As they should. You're funny. You're hilarious. You work hard at it. Everyone go follow Hans Dickey on Instagram. And I'm not just saying, but this is the reality of life that we get put face to face to. We get put face to face with the currency, the fake currency that we hope exists. And so Jeremy Isaacs was saying that, you take the $40,000 to go on White Lotus because it's the most talked about show. And you go for 6 months, you go to this resort, and he even says you would give up a body part to go on White Lotus. And it's like, okay, the part you would give up a body part to do is going to Patrick Schwarzenegger's son, who was doing keg stands and not an acting class and was given an agent, and now and now he's in Cannes giving people advice on a panel. Like,
it's crazy.
You don't have to be on the panel. Do all that, like, do it quietly. I don't know. There's like no shame. Like, there's no like, well, mom's a Kennedy, dad's the biggest action star of all time. Maybe, hey, will you talk to the marketing people about what they should do, with their brands? And it's like, I don't know, if I were him, I'd go, I have billions. No. I'd be embarrassed, right? Or maybe I wouldn't.
I feel like if you have that much money and you have that much exposure, there must be some level of inflation in your brain where you're like, oh, I know what I'm talking. You have to pretend you know what you're talking about.
Well, we do that too. Sometimes we get, to personalize this, where to make myself the asshole, you get hired to do gigs where they go, yeah, we're just going to need you to do, an hour of comedy for a bunch of insurance executives, and you can do that, right? And you can stay clean, and you can make it about insurance, right? And you go, how much you paying me? And you go, oh, yeah, I'll figure it out. And you're like, how do I make my dating joke about insurance brokers? You go, I'll squish this round peg into a square hole. Like we do that too.
I know. I opened for Preacher Lawson, and he's like, "You can be clean, right?" I was like, 100%. And I'm like,
for
instead
those
of
who
pussy,
know
I'll just say
Preacher,
vagina.
sorry to interrupt. Let me just, because that's hilarious, because I know Preacher. He's very, very funny. He is Christian clean. Like, he is like as clean. You can't just be like, you can't even insinuate innuendo. No, right? Like, that's how clean you got to be.
I got off stage and he goes, "Hannah, that was the dirtiest set I've ever heard." And I thought I was being clean.
You're like, what? I said hole instead of vagina. Aren't we good?
Literally. I was like, herpes is a disease that a lot of people have. It doesn't matter.
You can say vagina. Herpes, right?
Yeah. He was like, no. It was like the look on his face was like, are you kidding me? But I said yes so confidently. I was like, 100% I can be clean for 20 minutes.
So I guess Patrick Schwarzenegger they go, hey, can you tell these executives the best way to like position their brand? And he's like, of course I can. And I guess money doesn't come into thought, maybe because he's never had to think about money. Like, I don't think he sits at home going, well, how much are they paying me? Who cares? Can I do this thing?
Oh, 1,000%. It's like how Paris Hilton wore that shirt, "Don't be poor." Like, that's what I feel like he said.
So you were at USC. Did you major in the arts? Film. What was the dream? What was the thinking?
I always wanted to act. I auditioned for Hannah Montana as a child, so I want to be an actor.
You did?
Yes.
What
for the
part?
Friend, the best friend.
Were you close?
No, I auditioned randomly for this agent, and he was casting it, and then he was like, you should come out for or it was a casting director, and he was casting it, and he was like, I just did a general audition for him, and he was like, oh, come audition for this part.
Are you from Hollywood? Are you from LA?
No, I'm from Virginia. But my mom would drive me up to New York for auditions. So I was like a attempted child star.
Did you ever get on anything as a kid?
I did a couple NYU films.
NYU films, and your mom was driving you up there? Does your mom have aspirations for Hollywood? Was this about her, or was it about you?
No, my mom was a very big stage mom, but she just supported me because I really wanted to be an actress.
Really?
Yeah, but then I was going to college, and I was like, I want to learn all aspects of film because being an actor feels impossible. Right. Because I'd done it for 10 years and I hadn't booked anything.
Not to bring this back to Patrick Schwarzenegger again, but that's the difference. Patrick Schwarzenegger can get an acting coach and can go and read lines. I sound like such a bitter fuck, but I'm like, you're going, I got to be in film school. I got to go away from the directed dream because I got to be rational about this.
Exactly.
That's your thinking. You go, okay, I'll go to film school. I don't know about the whole process. At least I'm close enough to the dream, and maybe I can do the acting stuff, and if it works out, but if it doesn't, I can do this like side version, but I'm around Hollywood and something I love. But Patrick Schwarzenegger goes, I'm going to get an agent from my dad because he makes enough money for the agency that they can just give me a junior agent. And then I can take acting classes, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just be Patrick Schwarzenegger, and I'll go on TikTok and do a bunch of, videos being Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid. Right?
It was the same with Ray Nicholson. He was my major,
Who?
Jack Nicholson's son.
Okay, how do you know all these people? They're
all
all
went to
USC.
USC. Yeah, it was like USC is Nepo baby. I mean, when everything came out that people bought their way in, it was like, oh yeah,
right. Everyone knew this. Like Aunt Becky wasn't like the only one.
No, it was like, how did these? Because I felt like I applied and I got in, but I wasn't on scholarship. Like, it was a big deal for me that I got in, and I was like, wow, I'm worried I'm going to be the dumbest person there because it's a good school, and it's hard to get into, and I felt pretty smart when I was there. I was like, these people are idiots.
You knew Jack Nicholson's son?
And he failed out of so many of my classes. But now he's actually a really big actor. He was just on this film that my dad was watching. He's in a ton of films.
You know, it's funny who escapes this. You know, like some people escape this brand of a Nepo baby, and some people it's weird because maybe I'm on TikTok. I'm definitely on TikTok too much because like Martin Scorsese's daughter came up randomly, and like she's like this huge TikToker, and it's all about I'm Martin Scorsese's daughter, and like TikTok, the home of like we hate Eat the Rich and anyone Nepo babies suck, they love her. And because she's like not particularly like she's kind of like a different look. She's not like classically beautiful. Like she's kind of got a look, right? And it's a little bit of an awkward look. She looks like she'd be with the geeks and the band kids. But she's also the heir to the Scorsese fortune. So it's funny, like, because her look, but I don't know, like, I think because of her look, we just go, oh, it's fun that we get to, like, have fun with his daughter and hear about how awesome their film room is. Like, she did the red carpet for Vanity Fair. Like, and it's like, it's not like, and she doesn't even have a big following. It's like, she's got, like, not that big a following on, maybe now she has a different following, but, like, at the time I was like, it's not like this person blew up in such a way, you know?
Yeah, it's almost, to me, when I see Nepo babies that aren't making it, I'm like, that's bad. You're really untalented.
Boy, you really fucking sucked. I mean, like, well, you look at, like, Chet Hanks. Like, he's like but he's like doing well now. Like, they're too big to fail. Like, to me, that they are like the big banks. Like, they're too big to fail. It's not a one chance thing. Like, that's kind of what you were doing when you go to film school. You go, I got to make myself too big to fail. I got to be able to do write, act, film, edit. I got to do it all. And Patrick, gets off the keg and goes, I guess I'll act, because who cares if it doesn't work out? It'll work out in one way or another.
Yeah, like a lot of people I went to film school with who were super talented, now they work in tech jobs or they're doing other things. They're I would say, like, a really successful person who I think Jonah Feingold, he's not a Nepo baby, but he's doing really well. But, like, you don't really hear film school people as of right now. Like, like I said, I'm 33. I'm not hearing all these success stories, but I'm hearing success stories like Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Right. Well, I guess because, and then this kind of like the other thing at play is like the entertainment's shrinking. You know, like it's like there aren't 10 new sitcoms a year. There aren't, the amount of movies getting made. They're all huge movies. There's not those mid-range. I watched the movie with the two hotties. Sabrina, it was the rom-com they did in Australia, and with
Anyone But You.
And I remember watching this rom-com. I'm like so happy a rom-com's getting made. I'm watching it, and I'm like, where's the funny fat friend? And there was no funny fat friend, and I was like, so do we not have enough movies where there's like no, there's no like minor league system of funny fat friends getting brought up through the chains. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, it was almost like they like, well, we got to get all the hotties in this movie because there's not enough room for them in other movies. So like, even like the friend looked like a leading man, leading woman.
Yeah, that's true. It was Gato, right? He was the friend.
I don't even know. I just remember watching going, there's no friend here that is not an A-list, like, looking person.
I would agree. And I would say that movie was not, I didn't love that movie either.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't funny. It had one scene that was like wild and crazy with the scorpion up his ass, and we're all supposed to be like, what? But it didn't, I wasn't like roaring. I was like, oh, there's a scorpion. I don't know. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I didn't love that movie. But I agree with you. It was fine.
Did I just sound like the most bitter fuck? Is this whole podcast me complaining about Patrick Schwarzenegger? I don't know.
I mean, I think it's true, and I think that
you started with Zoloft. This is what gets me going.
Maybe you should try Zoloft. You're like,
maybe I need it. Maybe so you said you're feeling good and at ease with where you are, but also like
I want more, but I've accepted where I'm at.
How is
I've started doing gratitude lists, which is so embarrassing. And it's
what's gratitude list?
Every day you write down 5 things you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for Patrick Schwarzenegger getting all the opportunities in the world. What did you keep the list with you? Do you throw it away? What do you do with the list after it's done? Or is there a pile that if someone walked in, they'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like reading your diary.
Yeah, it's a notebook. It's just a notebook. You just write down 5 things. And honestly, my friend gave me a gratitude journal for my birthday one year, and I was like, that's one way of telling me to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Write down your
hey, happy birthday. Here you go. Here's a new friend to have coffee with. I won't be able to join you anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, write this shit down. And I
have you
feel
got
like
any
it's
bits
helpful.
from it? It's tough to find funny and thankfulness.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. Allie Makovsky has a funny joke about, because she does it too, but she's like, it's a bad day when you're writing down arms. But that's one of her bits. I think it's funny.
It's very funny. Okay, we have a new bit here. Speaking of positivity, we have a new bit here on the JTrain podcast, Chit Chat Wednesday. It is called The 5 Worst, okay? We have a subject. We did 5 worst names, male names with Nathan McIntosh. And now with you, Hanna Dickinson, we're going to do 5 worst slang words.
Yeah.
Do we want to go back and forth? Do you want to do all 5 of yours?
Worst
it's up to you. Slang. You do your 5, I'll do mine, because I feel like we're going to have ones that match up. I kept thinking as I was writing it down, I was like, I feel like I'm a slang hack. Like there were some that I was like, I don't know if I'm creating a straw man, but let's do 5 worst slang words that are more. What's your number 5?
This isn't more of an acronym, but it is like what everyone posts on Instagram is IYKYK.
If you know, you know.
No, I'm like, that is self-explanatory. If you know, then you know. Why are we making this an acronym? And it's so confusing, and I didn't get it for so long, and it's just a waste of space to write that. And I didn't get it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
You're totally right, because it's IYK. If you know, you know. Or
no,
IYK. And when you see it, it's almost like a magic eye, because at first you're like, what is this? And then once you know it, you're like, oh, now I know how to see it. That's if you know, you know. Like it's almost like hieroglyphics at this point.
Exactly. And people do it for like a Caesar salad wrap. And I'm like, okay, if you know it, then you know it. Like,
right.
What?
Yeah, it has to be. That's the thing. These like, if you know, was meant as, I know the inside thing. And if you know, you're part of the club with me. Now it's used so much by so many people. Everything isn't an inside thing. Like, if you know, you know. No, we all know the McChicken wrap. We all know that French fries are good. There's no inside track on French fries.
Exactly.
Like, love me a curly fry if you know, you know. We've been to Arby's. We've seen it. You're not in the know.
Yeah, and then people try to use it like, oh, I'm cooler than you. I know this bar in the Hamptons. And I'm like, I guess it's just me being... I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No,
like,
I'm with you. I don't like it at all. I don't... Okay, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is fire.
I hate fire. Hate it so much. I hate when someone says it subtly. Like that's one of mine that I don't like, but not... I didn't do fire, but I don't like the fire. Like, I don't like the... the tamed down fire. Like, if you think something is fire, that's not how you would announce fire. You go, fire!
Exactly. I
right?
also think anytime someone says it's going to be fire, it's like the worst event ever.
Totally agree. There's a guy on TikTok that comes up all the time. I'm not going to give out his handle. He's like one of those people that you can tell, like, people are zoning in on. He's got a look, but he's like the most Gen Z looking dude I've ever seen. He's like a city kid, and I keep getting his reviews because I stopped on one, and you can't not look at his face. He's got a very specific looking face. And everything he talks about is fire, fire. Everything's fire. And I you know how many times I've like written out a comment where I'm going to comment, like, the one thing I like about this guy is that he's never had a bad experience in his entire life. Like, it just seems like it's people getting ahead of having to explain how they really feel about something.
Yes. I also just, I can't say it. Like, I would never be like, oh, that's so fire. I just, it couldn't come out of my mouth.
I wouldn't leave the house for a week. I would need Zoloft. I would be game over. Okay, what's your number 3?
Sorry. Bussin'.
Bussin's pretty bad. And I know bussin is like, it's one of those words that got really big really quick. It's like a match. It lit and it went out. And now if you're still using it, you are holding on to one moment during 2020 where that word was allowed, and you look like a fool.
I just don't have any friends who would say bussin', and I think I'm going to keep my circle that way.
I agree with you. If I found out I had a friend who said bussin', it would become so, like, it would become self-reflective. I'd be like, what have I done wrong? It's not them. Yes. How did I get here to be friends with a bussin' person?
Tell my friend they can't say this anymore. It's like a slur. Like, it's like,
right.
Just don't say
You're not allowed to say that in good company. And that's the thing. The bussin' thing is... I know a word like that came from probably a community that used it honestly. And I'm like to me, I don't know the history of bussin'. I am sure there's a more thoughtful history of that word that has to do, like, the first time I heard bet, people were saying bet. I almost put that on my list, but I was like, it's kind of disrespectful to people in the Atlanta area where bet was like a thing.
Number 2 is bet for me.
Oh, it is? Bet. Well, I think you and I are probably annoyed by the same thing. It's like, you didn't grow up saying bet. You're saying it because you heard someone else who was cool say it, and now you're taking their coolness and trying to wear it.
I feel like the only person I know who says bet has a neck tattoo, and it's a guy, and it's like, every time he says it, I'm just like, ugh, it's just so douchey to me.
Listen, there are people that say bet, and I go, you are wearing the correct word. And then I see other people, and I'm like, you found this in a book. You found this on a show. You found this. This isn't you. Like, to me, that's one of those words that, like, because I know Atlanta people are going to, like, rail against this, because there's people from Atlanta that they're like, I've been saying bet since, like, my whole life. And I asked about this. I asked people, I go, what is that word? Like, I guess, like, the thing is, I'm a loser. I'm white, suburban, upper middle class, very regular life. So when I see someone that I'm like, okay, I think I don't know, I don't trust it. Because I wouldn't, if I use it, I would feel stupid. How do you not feel stupid?
Exactly. It's like when people from the north say y'all. It's like, that's not yours.
Right. Yes. Okay, what's your number 1?
No cap. I just feel like people who say no cap, they wear their hats on top of their head. You know what I mean?
They're literally wearing a cap. Yeah, no cap while wearing a cap.
Just like a snapback that just sits on the head.
Yes. Doesn't, like a cowboy hat. They wear cowboy hat style. Yes.
Yes. No cap is like, what?
What does it even mean?
It means no lies.
Yeah. No, I'm out. I can't believe we have 2 different lists, because no cap, I hate all of those words as well. But also they're specific to a person that I don't trust using it. Like, I could see there is a world where no cap from the right person, I go, it fit. It's natural.
Who?
Someone that, dresses cooler than me. I don't know. I got my list. Ready?
Okay, let's hear your list.
Number 5, dope. Every time someone says that's dope, I'm like taken out of the conversation. I'm like, was that a word of the day calendar? Did you decide to put this in a sentence? You're not saying that's dope to your mom or dad, so why are you doing it with me?
I don't use that word. That's not in my vocabulary, but I do have a friend who's like a really cool lesbian. I don't know how else to describe her, and she says it, and I'm like, it works for her.
Right. But this is the thing about slang. Like, it has to work for you. Like, I could see a cool lesbian being in the dope world, and I wouldn't notice it. If my brother was like, dope, I'd be like, what? Why is
I was saying dude a lot. I was saying dude a lot when I lived in LA. And my brother was like, if you say dude one more fucking time, I'm going to kick you out of my house. Right, because
he knows where you grew up. He knows the bed you slept in. Like,
he's like,
you're not a dude girl. Yeah, you're not a dude girl. You're not, the cool chick from the coming of age movie. That like Pogs. Okay,
I can't even boogie board, let alone surf. Yeah,
right. You're out. Okay, calling something basic. I hate it. Because the nature of saying something's basic, people do it to elevate themselves above. Almost like if you smelt it, you dealt it. Do you know what I mean? Like, calling something basic is your way of saying that you're not basic, which makes me hate you even more because you're acknowledging that everyone else is the problem, not you. Oh, that's so basic.
I agree with that.
Basic is good.
I call myself basic, so
You're almost getting ahead of... You call yourself basic probably as a defense to the person who uses the word basic for things.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, I've been on a cruise. I like Starbucks. Like, I am basic.
I'm basic too. Okay. Adulting. Anyone who uses the word adulting, I just want to literally... I wish I had a trick that I could do where I could literally roll my eyes back into my head and have them roll all the way around. And I wish that people would see that when they're talking to me. So, like, if someone's like, oh, man, a lot of adulting today, they just watch me literally the eyes just roll back and around. And they'll be like, whoa, what the fuck happened to your eyes? And I'd be like, it's you using that word that made me want to literally die here in this place. That made me do that.
That's a bad one. It's unnecessary.
Okay. I got two more. An understated sleigh. In the same way, the understated fire. Like when someone goes, you're just talking to someone, you're like, yeah, so we're going to go get sandwiches. Sleigh. Just using sleigh as almost like it's like a beat in a song. Like they almost are like sleigh. No, sleigh. Like, I just don't buy it. I'm not killing something. I'm not murdering. I'm just telling you that I want to go get French fries at this local restaurant that has really good curly fries.
Slay is in there with fire. It's just,
right.
It's not a word.
You've gone a step too far. It's one standard deviation away from normal everyday conversation. So what are you trying to convince me of?
And I don't know many people, and I say this to brag, that say slay. Like, I don't have
good for you.
People in my life who say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, that's the difference between slay and bet. Bet, there's people being like, I've been doing that my whole life. Slay, I never heard slay, never saw slay. No one was doing that. That is literally a last 5 years thing. So what are you trying to do? My last one, gendering inanimate objects.
Oh,
I think that's the worst. When they're talking about their new purse and they are like, she's beautiful, she's amazing. And it's like, we have a world where we're all trying with the gender stuff. We're all like, I think like people don't want to offend people. I don't want, if someone wants to be they, them, I that to me is like, okay, cool. Just let me know. It's going to take me, maybe I'll slip. Now, you can't with inanimate objects then go more gendered. Like,
I agree.
You're confusing the whole thing. Like, and then do I have to talk to your new jacket as if it's a woman? Do I have to be kind to it? Do I have to, it's just, she's unreal. She's really glowing. She's amazing. And it's like, I can't go along with this fantastical journey you've taken us on where this jacket might come to life and save us on a whirlwind adventure. I can't do that.
And it's always a she too. It's never
Always
a
she.
he. And my coworkers were like, "Oh, she this, she that," and I was like, "Oh, who are we talking about?" And they're like, "My phone," and I was like,
No,
"What?"
no, it's too confusing.
It's
I'm
confusing.
Out. It's confusing. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
Hannah
That is
Dickinson,
annoying.
thank you for coming on. This was fantastic. A fabulous
Thanks for
chit
having
chat.
me.
We want everyone to go follow Hannah Dickinson at HandsDicky. Go follow on Instagram. It'll be in my socials and all that for today's episode. Thank you so much. Back next week. Boom.